Hi guys. Every now and then I'm really in the mood to draw something, but I just can't decide what to draw. And since when I work on these drawing projects together with you guys, I want to do something that I think you guys are going to find interesting and fun to draw also. Well, this week I'm in luck because I had a student actually send in a request for something that she would like to draw. And since it's one of my students who's very talented and very hardworking, she works hard with every project that she does, I said, you know what, it sounds like a good idea. So today we're going to learn how to draw a cupcake. Because everybody loves cupcakes. They look great, they smell great, they taste great. What's not to love? So if you've got your pencil and your eraser ready and your colors close by, we'll get started. And we're going to start, like we almost always do, drawing very lightly and getting the basic shape. So in the middle of my paper, as I hold my paper vertically, that means up and down, the same way that you hold your papers when you do homework. It's called the portrait way. We're going to draw very lightly in the middle, and we're going to draw an oval. And we're going to draw it nice and big, at least as big as my open hand. Now on my paper, I'm going to have to draw it much bigger than my open hand because my paper is a lot bigger than yours. But on your paper, it should be about the size of your open hand. And I'm going to draw lightly. And the way that you draw lightly is by putting your hand on the paper and just going around in an oval and saying, I'm not going to draw until I can imagine in my mind what I want it to look like. So you can see how it looks kind of like an oval. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's kind of like a circle that's been squashed down. And when I like it, I'm going to go over my lines a little bit more. I don't have to make it really dark. I'm going to make it dark enough so that you guys can see it, but you don't have to make it very dark. So you should go back and forth with light lines and then just put a little bit more oomph on the line when you decide that you like the way it looks. And if I have an oval that's about as big as my open hand, let's see, about as big as my open hand, then I'll say I've got it. After I have my oval, I'm going to come from just inside, not at the edge, and not in the middle, but maybe just a little bit inside the edge here. And I'm going to go down, right down to the almost the bottom of my paper, and I'm going to do it on both sides. And you can see that as I go down towards the bottom, it gets a little bit smaller. Okay, and I go nearly to the bottom of my paper. There's maybe just an inch or two right at the bottom. And instead of going completely straight across, I'm going to go kind of straight, but you can see there's a little bit of a curve to it. And you can see how I go back and forth with my pencil lightly, and when I like it, then I can make it a little bit darker. And already, just by drawing an oval, two straight lines, and a curved line at the bottom, I've already got the basic shape for my cupcake. Now on top of my cupcake, there's all different kinds of ways that I can decorate it. I could put a cherry, I could put some candies, I could put some sprinkles. I saw some online where they put a triangle party hat on a cupcake. So you can decide, and any kind of decoration that you want to put on your cupcake, you can do. I'm going to put a birthday candle. Just drawing two straight lines. Maybe I'll have it on top. It angles just a little bit because I want to make it look like the candle is melting a little bit. So on one side, I'm going to put a little letter U like that, and then erase part of it so that it looks like the wax is melting on one side. I'll draw a little line, then a curve that goes just about to the top of my paper, and then another one so that it comes to a point kind of like a teardrop. And that's my candle. Now I've seen on different cupcake drawings online, and you can look online at any point for ideas for how you want to draw your cupcake. I saw some very cute ones with the face on the frosting, and I saw some with the face down below. So I'm going to draw my face, I think, on the cupcake, but you can decide to put it on the wrapper down below. Any place that you think looks cute is going to be fine. So right before I get to that, I'm going to put a little bit more frosting along the bottom to make it look like it's really dripping with frosting, so it's extra sweet. So right here at the bottom of my frosting, I'm going to draw a little curved line, just like that. It's not straight, it's not a great big curve that comes way down. It's just a little bit of a curve right here. And then on either side, I'm going to draw two more. There's one here and one here. It's going to make it look like it's kind of a whipped cream frosting. And then on the outside, that frosting looks like it's just bulging right off the edge of the cupcake because it's so big. My sweet tooth is kicking in just from working on this drawing, thinking about eating something sweet. Now, once I put a few curves along the bottom, I'm going to erase the lines now that I don't need. I don't need this, and I don't need this. And now it looks like I've got some tasty, thick, sweet frosting on my cupcake. And like I said, you can decide at this point whether you want to put the face down here or the face up here. But whatever you decide, make the eyes on your cupcake nice and big. And they're a little bit lower than halfway down. I'm going to put a simple smile on. And if I want to, that could be all that I need to draw for a face. Maybe I'll draw another line that goes straight across and looks like my cupcake is smiling. Maybe my cupcake is getting ready to eat something. I'm not sure what a cupcake would eat. But whatever it is, she looks ready. She looks ready to eat something. Now, if you want to, you could put a little curve up here and up here. You could, if you want to, put some lines right here. And maybe some lines right here that go straight down. And as they get closer to the edge, you can see how they angle just a little bit. This comes straight down, but because the edge of my cupcake isn't completely straight up and down, it's angled a little bit, I'm going to do the same thing with my lines. So this line goes this way a little bit, and then this way, and then like that. Now, if your lines in your cupcake go straight down, that's fine. And if you drew a face on this part of your cupcake, you probably don't want to put any lines at all. And the only thing that I have to do now is add some color and maybe some decoration to the top of my cupcake. So I'm going to step away for a little bit. And when I do that, I want you to think about what colors you want to use, how you want to decorate your cupcake. Do you want to put a cherry on top? Do you want to put a hat on top? Do you like the candle idea? Maybe you want to put a candle that has your age on it, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 or 10, whatever your age is, you can put that right there. Maybe you don't want to have a candle at all. There's all different kinds of things that you can do to decorate your cupcake and add some color. But when you color, make sure that you take your time and you color with short coloring strokes, because when you color with long coloring strokes, it always looks messy. So take your time, and you want your coloring to be just as good as your drawing. So go ahead, get your colors out, and I'll get my colors out, and then we'll get back together and we'll wrap things up. Well, my cupcake it's got some sprinkles on it, and the background is colored, and I've colored the base of my cupcake. But the truth is, I think if I took my time, I could do a better job coloring than I did. See how I've got these big white spaces, these uncolored areas that come from scribbling and coloring with long coloring strokes? I'm going to take a minute, or actually a little bit more time, because really when it comes to coloring neatly, there are no shortcuts. You got to take your time, you got to enjoy it, and you have to realize that it's really going to make a big difference in terms of how much better your drawing is going to look. So take a look at it right now, and then see how much better it looks when I color it a little bit more neatly. Okay, well, I've gone over my background and my cupcake, my candle and my flames, and I colored it a little bit more neatly. I took a little bit more time, and I think it looks much better. But there's one more detail that I want to add, and it's something that I think a lot of my students should do a little bit more than they do, and that's to take a black crayon or a black color pencil or even a black marker and go over those original pencil lines. Color looks really nice, but a lot of times when you add color, you lose some of those nice details that you had when it was just a pencil drawing. So I'm going to go over my lines with black and see if it gives my picture a little bit more pop. Well, now my cupcake drawing is absolutely complete. I like the black lines better. I think it gives a lot of pop, a lot of oomph, and that's what you want with a cupcake drawing, and in fact, that's what you want with all of your drawings. I hope that you enjoyed working on the cupcake picture, and if there's something that you want to learn how to draw, feel free to send me a message or talk to me in class. Let me know if you want to learn how to draw a sloth or a unicorn or a mermaid, whatever it may be, and hopefully it's something that we can get to. Maybe it'll be our next video. But until we do get together again, stay creative, stay safe, stay cool or strong. We'll see you soon.